Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto live stream. Today, we have a really interesting subject because we're going to be talking about the death cross. Yes. A little bit of a controversial topic. I am definitely also not admitting that it's the most important thing because I think there's different stuff that's important, but it's still a quite important subject because people are really hoarding info about this. People are really fearful about it. You guys get it. So again, today we're going to be talking about that. We also have some El Salvador news, or at least some speculation regarding XRP / Ripple / El Salvador. We got some news on, are the tides turning for Ripple versus the SEC? We got XRP might not be a security, says SEC Hester Pierce. That one we've covered already before, but I have a couple of words to say. And John Deedon on Twitter, just some miscellaneous stuff a little bit later down the road. Now, if the stream goes proper, we get a lot of people in, I actually will do another sort of video exactly after it. So, which basically means I'll just do a longer stream while also covering all the news that I was supposed to cover in the next video. But we will check how everything goes, right? I'm going to quickly share the stream over in Discord. All right. Fake news only? That's not a smart idea. No. But all right, I'm just quickly sharing it in Discord if I can do that. I can. And yeah, how you guys doing? Just back from my job interview? How'd it go, bro? Let me know in the chat box. How'd the job interview go? That's pretty funny. That's not something you hear every day. Streaming now. I'm just sharing it in Discord, by the way, if you're wondering why I'm being a little bit quiet. I have to type it, though, just saying, hey, I'm just streaming. Come check it out. There we go. And in the other Discord, there we go. Yes. Okay, perfect. All right, perfect. I shared it. Most people stay quiet when they do that type of stuff and they have a countdown. I don't do that. I just, I don't know. I just let you guys on the hook. I don't know exactly what to say. All right, so let's start out with the first article here. Let me quickly. I also am gonna do more timestamps. So let me just put here that 229. I'll have to come up with a new easy system to kind of pinpoint exactly where I talk about new subjects. But for right now, I'm just gonna type it in every single time. 240, we start talking about the Bitcoin death cross. Okay, so Bitcoin death cross confirmed after latest sell-off. Biggest risk factor is now a breakdown in the S&P. Really simple to understand, but a really important subject right now. Extremely important. The extreme divergence between the bases on CME futures and crypto exchanges has reconverged. September futures, already at 0.1% APR, are expected to get nuked backward. Now, on its own, you guys might be wondering, Dusty, that's a whole fun story, okay, but what about the death cross? As you guys know, the death cross is when the 50 moving average goes below the 200 moving average, and as you currently see it here, it hasn't happened. So why was the title that has been confirmed? Well, that's because there's a key difference between a simple and an exponential moving average, and we, on the channel here, use the exponential because of some of its benefits. One of the benefits is that it tracks, in my opinion, the weight better. Since EMA plays a higher weighting on recent data than older data, they are more reactive to the latest price changes than SMAs are. And the thing is, if we're doing a crossover like this, or a death cross or golden cross, I think it's more important to use an EMA because you're already using lagging data, so they should at least have the more weight for the short term, but that's just me. Which makes the result from EMAs more timely and explains why the EMA is preferred average among many traders. You see happening in front of us right now. Is it a bad thing? That depends. Some of you guys are saying, is it buffering, guys? Is the video buffering? For me, it shows perfect, but I see 70 people just instantly click the video off. It froze, but why? What's buffering? We good again, boys? We good? All right. I see you guys came back in with full force again. We got more people now than that left, I think. So, I'm not exactly sure why that happened. It froze for a little second. All right. Not sure, guys. It says for me that everything is fine, but I trust you, all right? I trust you. All right, so yeah, that's my personal. I'm not sure if that's even relevant, but that's my personal preference. I use an exponential moving average. Matty Greenspan here, very well-known guy in the crypto space, in the financial space. He uses a moving average, whatever. But from that perspective, which again, most likely half of the people use, it has been confirmed on our indicator set. It has not. Let's quickly read this story. It's a good one. All right, it's a really good one. The crypto market experienced another rout that started into the weekend and has spilled into this next week. Bitcoin price fell to about 32.1K, and Ethereum went lower to 1945. The total crypto market cap is now at 1.4 trillion, down 46% from May 12th. That is scary for me to take a look at. That to me is really freaking scary. That we have gone down 46% within a month. Isn't that sometimes just strange to think about how you're doing all good and boom, next month, half your money has been wiped away? Am I scared for crypto longer term? Obviously not. No, not at all. But sometimes if you think about the numbers that we're playing around with, it is kind of funny to just kind of think about, man. But all right. So let's actually, before we continue on here, open up CoinMarketCap on the side as well. I will talk about this article and then we'll take a little bit of a look at the altcoins right now and what I think is going on and what am I doing, everything like that. All right, the sell-off ended up liquidating 153,000 traders for $1 billion in the last 24 hours. A little fun metric we have for that is actually buybt.com, which again we'll take a look at later because I'm going to try use timestamps. So I'm going to try keep on one subject at a time. With this drawdown, the extreme divergence between the bases on CME futures and futures on crypto native exchanges has now pretty much reconverged. CL said on Twitter, "In my opinion, September gets nuked to backwards soon." Or sept? No. Lol, already 0.1% APR on FTX, so it's getting close. The real slurperino is coming up, friends. And that's a reply to his earlier tweet which said, "Cat is sensing lifetime buy opportunity in Bitcoin dip coming soon. Are you going to mess it up, Anon? Or are you going to buy it, basically, or screw it up?" I'm not exactly sure. This is some really annoying writing right here, but I'm not sure what people write like that. I cannot read properly, man. Come on. All right. Could this mean we are in a bear market? The multi-year downtrend post blow off every halving cycle. Jason Choi, general partner at crypto fund The Spartan Group, argued that that's not a good benchmark to go with, talking about this halving cycle. This is because we now have a diminishing impact of supply reductions and a completely different set of market participants, which involve institutions. Okay, little introduction there is like, so the stock to flow model and a lot of other models like are based upon Bitcoin's halving or Bitcoin's reduced re-entrance into the circulating supply from the total supply. Now, what is key though is that there's already a reduction every 1.5 years or so, which basically comes to the conclusion that the more of a reduction you get, the less of an impact it could theoretically speaking have. Let me explain. Right now, there's about 18 million Bitcoin. Eventually, there's going to be 20.8, for example, 20.9. Those little small deductions in Bitcoin are going to make less of an impact as right now, or specifically than 5 years ago, for example. Because every halving, the impact that a halving has gets halved. Wow, right? Freaking word bajimbo right there. But also, of course, the amount of people is severely different than last time, so the predictability is different. As right now, there's way more guys who have no clue what to do with crypto. And of course, there's also way more institutions. It's a 50-50, but it's a funny one. Also, Bitcoin dominance is falling on HTF / no longer bellwether for future cycles. Alex Kruger said on Twitter, "Despite China dominating the net news flow, most large BTC drops of the last 2 months came during the European session around 6 a.m. or the US session. Just happened again this weekend. The minor blackout took place almost a full day before the Sunday dump. What does that tell you?" Well, I'm not exactly sure what that tells me, to be honest with you. Gonna be completely honest, I have no idea what that's supposed to tell me. Do you guys know? If you do, you can always let me know in the chat box, but I mean, it literally, like these types of things, it could be a coincidence, it could not be. Who freaking knows, man? I don't want to speculate on that part. Mark says here it's manipulation. But then again, if it were really to be manipulation, wait, let's actually take 2 steps back here. Do I think the crypto market is manipulated? Yes, I do believe so. Do I know if we can confirm or not that this dump is caused by China? Chinese dumpers, Chinese miners who dump their crypto, or if it's done by the West. No. Why? Well, because think about it. The West would want to make it look as if it's the China situation doing it, right? Somebody's saying I'm copying content. How the frick we copy content? What are you talking about, buddy? That annoying. Okay, I should actually not let people influence my thoughts. Huh? Sometimes I see comments though, and they get me triggered. I have to work on that, but it's hard, man. It's hard. Okay, get annoyed. Okay. Let's go. Let's repack. Okay, so I would say that the West would like to make it look as if the East has caused this dump, right? Because if the West can make it kind of look as if because of all this mining that people sold, there's a lot of logic in there, and people will kind of react to it that way. Now, by selling off a day later, I'm not exactly sure what type of manipulation it would be from that, and who exactly would do it. Like, what area of this world then wants to get that done this way, and what are they trying to make it look like? What are they trying to make us think? I have no clue. If the price doesn't go down directly because of a mining problem, what does that mean? I'm not sure exactly, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. Because logically, the price should have gone down instantly when we got the news, but since it didn't, I'm just assuming here that either people don't care about mining in China, which is a very high probability, but second of all is that they kept the prices up at that point to make it look as if people didn't care and to only let it dump afterwards because of some manipulation. But why? It's very hard to say. Somebody is saying, Dusty, come back to the title. We'll get there in like 3 minutes, right? So if you don't understand the title just now, just stay watching and we'll get to it again. Crypto tumbled as Asian stocks dropped on Monday, with investors still mulling the implications of a surprise hawkish shift last week by the U.S. Federal Reserve. This one we covered in a video. Extremely relevant information. This article is one of the most spot-on articles I've seen in a very good while. Because it really touches all the most important points, all right? We got the China mining, we got the Federal Reserve, we got the U.S. Treasury, which we're going to get to in just a second here. The Treasury yield curve has flattened further, with 30-year yields dropping below 2% to as low as 1.9990% for the first time in more than 4 months. Benchmark 10-year U.S. Treasury yields also fell to lowest since early March at 1.4110%. After falling to $1.60 per ounce last week, gold is seeing a slight jump today, going as high as $1.70. Oh, sorry guys, gold is not $1, $1,780, and the U.S. dollar meanwhile hovers at around near 10-week high near 92.2. As we reported, St. Louis Fed President James Bullard further fueled the sell-off by saying the tapering talks have started and that it was a natural response to economic growth quicker than expected inflation. This was a bad deal, not good to see. Then again, does it all matter that much? Depends. I don't personally think so, but all right. By the way, Fullerine, should I put slow mode back on, or are we good? Hey guys, by the way, where are you all watching from? For me right now, it is 6:44 p.m. Let me know in the chat box real quick what city or country you watch from. I always like to see. This week will continue to be a volatile one, with several Fed officials, including Chairman Jerome Powell, to testify before Congress tomorrow on Tuesday. And Barry Silbert, the guy behind a lot of different companies, Grayscale, CoinDesk, said, going to be a dicey week. It's going to be interesting because we have no clue. All right, we have very positive influxes, very negative ones. It's really hard to say right now. The drop in prices came after Bitcoin mining farms in Sichuan were closed down, which sent the hash rate crashing. Is that a good or bad thing? It depends on how you see it. I have articles, I believe, open. Okay, maybe we don't have it open right now, but I have it here somewhere. Let me see. Maybe it's in this one here. Let me quickly check. Because I have articles open here. Yeah, here we go. 3 tons of Bitcoin mining rigs will reportedly relocate from Guangzhou to Maryland. It's really interesting, right? Because right now there's a big decline in hash rate, which again means there's also most likely a really big drop in difficulty. In the end, though, the Bitcoin network readjusts. And since those guys are going to be coming back in, eventually the Bitcoin network will sturdy itself, but then over in the United States, maybe. Interesting, but also not that interesting. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. It's Beastie. Happy Monday, everybody. While the price generally moves Bitcoin's hash rate, Okay, sorry, let's go again. While the price generally moves Bitcoin's hash rate and not the other way around, buying into the false narrative that hash rate drops lead to price drops has made it come true momentarily, said trader and economist Alex Kruger. This is the thought. This is what we were talking about in terms of manipulation earlier, where it could be that they want to make you think that a drop in hash rate or the Chinese miners quitting or moving actually makes the price go down. Then again, it could also be that the guys who normally mine have actually sold all their Bitcoin because maybe trading was going to get restricted and they had to. So it's a 50-50 odds right there. Based on on-chain data, miners are actually not selling their Bitcoin, which again kind of disproves that argument, and continue to hold the coins. Charles Edwards of Capital Investments wrote, quote, "Now that hash rate drops from bans have more or less played out, the biggest risk factor for further Bitcoin price plunges is a breakdown in the S&P or, in my opinion, proper crypto regulations." That could also be a scary thing, right? If we get some crazy announcement of regulations like Hester Pierce has said, could be bad, could be. This is a very real and prominent risk to Bitcoin here, as what we've seen historically is that if Bitcoin drops like crazy, if the S&P drops like crazy, Bitcoin most likely will drop too. So that is definitely something to watch out for at least. And then again, to kind of relate it back to the title, as you guys were wondering, let me quickly put it here on my notepad here to also put you guys the nice timestamps. It's 16:38. Title: Death Cross confirmed. What we're talking about in this entire video, the main point is that people right now are extremely scared. And it could very well be so that right now it's a sell-off, a fake out, whatever you want to call it, because, well, a death cross has happened. On our chart, it hasn't because we're using exponential moving averages. On the other chart here, which is also on Bitstamp, it has happened. Why was the difference? This is using the normal moving averages or simple moving averages. We are using exponential. Still the close, still the 50 and 200. It's all the same, except for we are using exponential. So this one is what about half the people watch, and the one that I use is what half the people watch. So most likely people right now are reacting to it. You said buy the dip. Did you buy? I'm not actually into. Oh, we are actually in my buying zone already. Oh, look at that, guys. So yes, if you're wondering where will I be buying, but we're going to talk about that in just a second, right? Let's quickly, just address the title here. People are scared of these types of movements, and so right now a lot of people could be selling it purely because of this. But it also means cheap coins because, as we've kind of discovered over the last couple of days, there's no real way to say that a death cross should take the prices down. It is only people's faith in prices moving downward from there. There's two things to say. One, a death cross shows that the prices over the recent term here have been more negative than the longer term. So that it basically shows that we're in a quote-unquote bear market for a little bit right now. It doesn't mean that afterwards the price actually has to go down. It doesn't mean so. Another one is that it's actually a 50-50 shot whether you'll actually just make a lot of money buying into the death cross right now or whether you can short it, which basically means you cannot know if you should actually buy a death cross because, again, it means we've already gone down a significant amount and are going to go back up from here, or if you should sell it to, again, kind of buy back in just before a golden cross or something along those lines. Because the question you should ask yourself is, if you're going to sell now, when are you going to buy back in? And is that a smart idea? Because we're already down so ridiculously much from all-time high. I mean, at some point, crypto has to bottom out, right? And that's the scary part. But all right, let's quickly put here 1847. Let's talk about the next subject, which is to quickly go into the coin market cap to go look at a couple of coins here. We have seen almost any coin right now fall down. Look at that, guys. Dogecoin fell down 23% over the last 24 hours. Cardano falling, Binance falling, Ethereum falling, Bitcoin falling. Everything is going down. And still, I'm here. A lot of guys said Dusty will leave once the bear market starts. Fun fact, I've been doing this stuff since early 2017. And I was here throughout the entire 2018, 19, 20. I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. So better get that out of your head. And also, yeah, whatever happens, I will always be happy. I will always be satisfied. Why? Because we're going to be buying the freaking dip, everybody. Woo! 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 Look at that. Okay, so XRP specifically. Look at this freaking chart. You might say, oh, Dusty, this looks so awful. Oh, Dusty, it's only going down, down, down. That's exactly what I would like to see. You know what I'm... That's exactly what I like to have. Why? I told you guys before, I am waiting for 65 cents to buy my dip. Watch my videos back. Did I tell you to buy these dips right here? No. I kept telling you. I bought at 77 cents, but I am waiting for the price to go back to 65 because I still think there's a good chance that's going to happen. Look back into the videos. Kept telling about that, kept telling about it. Why? Because even though these dips are always fine to buy, and most of the dips buying is still going to make you money, I want to look for important points. And right now, we are retesting the support that we got the 23rd of May. And this point right here, I believe May 23rd as well, or May 22nd. Maybe it's May 22nd, May 23rd. No, May 23rd is the last time that I bought some XRP because of the dip right there. Again, I told you guys back then as well that there's a good chance we're going to go to 65 cents. We did. Right now, again, we are retesting that area, so I'm going to buy in. And where's my next buy target going to be? Well, most likely about 10% down from right here. That's again what I'm going to be looking for. Most likely around this area here, about 58 or so, 59 cents. Usually 59 cents is a really interesting resistance / support for XRP2. So I'm going to be watching that. But guys, let's quickly ask in the chat box, who is going to be buying this XRP dip? Make sure you understand that you don't have to, all right? You don't have to do anything. None of this is financial advice. In the end, none of us can know. But this is what I personally am going to be doing. I'm going to be buying some XRP right freaking now at 65 cents. And I'm going to be waiting for about 58, 59, maybe something along those lines to buy some extra. And I'll be layering my buys down. That's something I will always do. Not buy everything at once, but layer your way down. However, since a lot of the guys that I know have actually already bought multiple dips over the last couple of weeks, they might be now at like the third layer or so. For me, it's my first layer. I told you all, and I love this because you can just look back, and I've said this so many times. 65 cents is my area. We've said this at least 25 times because I like this so much. I'm excited about this one. What I'm going to be doing is buying in for a first time, waiting about 10%, 15%, I think about 10%, 58 cents. I'm going to be buying my second, and it depends a little bit. But I have I won't say so much money left, but I would say I have such a good little dip buying bag left because, again, we haven't been buying the dip for a little while. What exchange are you going to be using? It kind of depends. For most cases, I use bitrue, but I also sometimes use Binance. If we're talking about dip buying, if we're talking about leverage, I always use Bybit. But if there's a link down below, I use it personally. So that is that. By the way, guys, make sure you understand as well, we can always go lower. We can always. And again, I'm not being paid to talk about XRP. I don't care if you buy or sell. I think a lot of people care about what I think about these markets, and so I'm just giving you my thoughts. It doesn't mean it's actually going to come to fruition. Nobody can actually know. If somebody tells you this is going to happen, that's going to happen, they're lying to you because nobody actually knows. You might say, Dusty, but it's TA, it's blah, 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 blah. Okay, so what? So what? You might, right? This person that you're watching might be right very often. Could be, right? Could very much be that he makes videos and he's right very often. Okay, good. But no person will be right 100% of the time. Impossible. Why? Otherwise, that person would not be making videos, but would be a trillionaire, the richest person on earth, if you are 100% certain that these things will always happen. It depends. Some people have a really high win rate, but they only trade, for example, twice a year. You could be that type of trader. Some people have a, for example, 50-50 win rate, but whenever they win more than they lose. In terms of percentages, that could also be. Some people win, for example, 60, 75%, for example, with about maybe a 1-to-1 or something like that. It doesn't really matter. But nobody will be right 100% of the time. It's just almost impossible. So please never think, oh, but Dusty, this guy on YouTube said this guy on YouTube said that. No. And Daniel says, Dusty, I trust you to make this all better. I give you 12 months, bro. Unfortunately, we don't have that power. And please understand that right now, we are not, I guess we're at 65 cents, so I'm going to be buying some. I'm going to be looking for another buy entry soon. Maybe it's going to get there, maybe it's not. It depends on what Bitcoin is going to do, obviously. I told you guys as well, Bitcoin in a death cross right now situation. I mean, theoretically speaking, it can fall down, right? People are fearful right now. People might just actually react to it. And maybe if the EMA actually gets this death cross happening too, we might go down further. But is it justifiable, though? Well, if we actually look at the amount of news that's coming out, the majority, overwhelming majority, is extremely, extremely positive stuff. So it's really hard to say why the price now is going down. Who exactly is selling it? Well, guys, later today, I have a video coming. What is going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about the freaking dip that's being bought. Because look at this. MicroStrategy expands company's Bitcoin holdings with $500 million purchase. This company here is buying the freaking dip too. It's confirmed. They know it. Why? Well, it's a good freaking price. Average $37,000, still relatively high for right now, the Bitcoin price at $32,000. I think for XRP, it'll take a little bit more time before big institutions are going to be buying. Why? Because they're not properly regulated in the US just quite yet. But I personally think that 65 cents per XRP is still a pretty good area. Again, it's just me. Tina says, you all sitting there expect one man to do everything. If you don't like get the F out, Dusty been doing all the homework, so shut up. He's giving us all he can. Appreciate him for that. Let's quickly again come back to the point saying, at the end of the day, all I can tell you is when I'm going to buy something or what I'm thinking about it. I can't tell you exactly what you should do because, well, what if it goes wrong, right? I don't want to be the guy who makes you lose money. I'm just telling you guys exactly what I'm doing, and hopefully that helps. That's all I'm trying here. But with XRP, obviously, I'll put a timestamp here for myself so we can, again, kind of go from here on a different subject. Let me quickly put it down, 2605. For right now on forward, I'm actually just thinking again about the risk to reward about XRP. It's like the risk is, again, that Bitcoin just takes an immediate, huge dump. And, well, if it takes a dump, logically speaking, again, very logically speaking, XRP is going to go down too. But the reward, obviously, is that if they win this lawsuit, or if Bitcoin recovers and then they win the lawsuit, or if some info about this lawsuit comes out, the gains could be immense. And right now, I've already told you guys before as well, we are in a better opportunity to buy altcoins purely because Bitcoin has gone down so significantly. Almost any single time, altcoins recover better than Bitcoin does. And so if you're trying to buy a dip, wait, let's actually say it prior. If you're trying to time a dip, it's almost always better to kind of, follow Bitcoin along. If you're trying to buy the dip itself though, and not trying to kind of sell for it, it is almost always better to do it with altcoins. Again, not always, but almost, because they recover harder since they almost fall harder too. Like here on the right, you can hopefully see it. Oh, I don't think you can see the percentages. Well, XRP fell down 15%, BTC 9.7%, and all other altcoins are actually falling down like double digits plus. Like 10 is not even one is actually falling 10. The lowest is ADA with -11. The rest of these coins at least are falling down 15 or so. And the point being here, usually Bitcoin falls down less, but again, also recovers less. Think about that for a little second, right? And so if we're trying to buy dips, will I buy Bitcoin or will I buy altcoins? Oh, obviously I'm going to buy altcoins then, right? It's just, in my opinion, it's worth it more. But again, that is just me. Make sure you understand, it's just my own opinion. In the end, nobody really knows what's the best thing. If you're talking about El Salvador, you're wondering why El Salvador is being talked about, let me quickly tell you. Why El Salvador should adopt Ripple for remittances, where to buy XRP. Now, two sides. One, El Salvador actually has a bank that is already working with RippleNet right now. Second of all, they made Bitcoin legal tender, but the World Bank actually denied it, and a lot of economists came in to say that Bitcoin, even though legal tender status is pretty fun, it's actually pretty stupid as a real currency. And so the utility can be questioned. I'm going to say, well, Bitcoin has utility, but if you're talking about a real currency and using it for day-to-day things or paying your taxes, I will never tell you that Bitcoin is the best thing to use, right? XRP clearly wins the race out of the majority of those coins at the top. It really just does. And right now, there's a question of why Ripple should be working with El Salvador as a government or something like that. If you're talking about government partnerships, Ripple is really high on that list. Of course, talking about CBDC, which El Salvador, they're primarily using the dollar, but I'm kind of wondering if they're going to try to get some currency out there as well for themselves. I don't really think they're going to actually deviate from the dollar anytime soon, but maybe if there's an option for a way to get there. Somebody's saying, oh, I got scared so much, guys. Somebody says, stop the stream. The match is almost starting again. Oh, but you're talking about, wait a minute. Wait, is the Netherlands footballing right now? I even forgot. No way. Netherlands versus, who are they playing against? I didn't even know. Are they playing right now against North Macedonia? Okay. I completely forgot. Okay. That's my bad. As a Dutch person, I should be, why? I missed it. No. I guess it's 1-0 for all of you that didn't watch. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Europe, how the frick do you say Europe Championship, EK, Europees Kampioenschap? Yeah, my dumbass. I'm stupid in the head, guys. I'm so sorry. Yeah, for all you Dutchies watching right now, I'm so sorry for letting you guys down. How could I stream during a time like this, huh? Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. All right, very big mistake. Please forgive me, everybody. Please do forgive me. Where am I from? Somebody asks. Don't you now understand it by me showing you that little thing right there? All right, continue on. Now, the El Salvador region is a region which is really primarily quite known for their remittances too. And one of the things we saw, as I just said, is that they already have a bank working with Ripple, but the question is, why not a nationwide partnership, why not integration, and why not XRP as legal tender? I do wonder sometimes, does El Salvador want to do this because they want to be first in something, or what exactly are they trying it for? Some said, and that's actually something that one of those officials even said, is that they've done this to help out their economical position. Then again, some people question why the US dollar is still their main currency, and then if kind of taking Bitcoin in as a legal tender piece is actually going to take pressure off the US dollar, making their economy even worse. Again, a big question, logical question, and something I cannot really answer. What I can, however, answer and even question too is what would happen if they were to take an XRP? I'm just thinking if they took an XRP as a currency, it would actually help them out quite significantly, right? Because Bitcoin really doesn't have any purpose. It wouldn't be used except for the people that you do want to really use it, because a lot of those guys will most likely be using Bitcoin for not the nice purposes, because again, it is freaking expensive to send it around. It's right now pretty fishy if your economical situation is not doing that well. So XRP with proper KYC as a project, I guess, is a lot better to go for. And I'm just kind of wondering, are they going to be accepting multiple different cryptos soon? And would they be able to accept XRP if it didn't have the proper status in the US? I'm kind of wondering about that. But no, coming back, El Salvador's adoption has also piqued the interest of neighboring Latin Americans, including Paraguay and Argentina. Paraguay, I think we talked about Ripple/Paraguay before. El Salvador again has a bank. President Bukele believes this adoption is prime for success since a bulk of the citizens are unbanked. Using crypto like Bitcoin can make it easier for them to transact, access investments, and save funds, which again is kind of contradictory because why use Bitcoin for all of that? And El Salvador has hinted at the possibility of making salary payments in Bitcoin, again, kind of dumb. However, while the desire to integrate Bitcoin is understandable, the country might also want to consider another payment-focused digital asset, XRP. Again, look at the name, payment-focused digital asset. Kind of wondering why they're not going for it. Really, it's such a smart idea. Since again, the bank is already working with them there. Ripple Labs XRP doesn't have the market cap of Bitcoin, but it solves the major problem that plagues the citizenry: remittances. Remittances account for 23% of the country's GDP. Last year, over $6 billion were sent home by Salvadorian migrants. And when it comes to remittances, hardly does any digital asset come close to Ripple XRP. It is proven to be an impressive asset for payments and remittances, and is also ideal for both institutions and individual users. Let me type it in here. El Salvador Ripple. Let's quickly see what the Spectra, let's quickly see here. Banco Hipotecario, that is what it was, yes. From a couple of weeks ago already. Here we go. Banco, El Salvador state-owned Banco Hipotecario revealed as new Ripple client. Hey, all right, hey. We already knew it, but it's important to understand here. All right, the connections. Yes. I like it, though. I always enjoy watching this type of stuff, just kind of reading into it. All right, let me quickly see. All right, for now, a couple of minutes, we'll just take a look at you guys' questions in the chat box. If you have a question, put it up right now. I'm going to kind of read it here. We have a lot of articles still to cover, but for right now, I'm just going to quickly take a look at your questions. Let's quickly see. John says, is it possible that Bitcoin is being cleaned out of nefarious elements who have been committing crimes against humanity? Thinking outside the box, Trump gave another statement recently. Was he telling us to sell? I don't believe it will go anywhere, but might have been letting us know to sell and then buy back. John, I'm going to say that theory makes a little bit of sense, but then again, why would Trump tell you to do that? Why would he want you to make money? Like, what is he going to gain from all of that? What's the purpose? And then also, if he would like that, then why didn't he tell you that, you know, anything bullish about Bitcoin like soon or now or anything like that? No, I don't really believe so. I mean, Trump is also the guy behind Jay Clayton, right? So I don't know if I can really say that sounds logical to me. I believe everybody in El Salvador will be set for life long term. Not necessarily Jose or Joe's. So in El Salvador, it's only legal tender right now, but you still have to get it, buy it, or anything like that. And even though it might become a salary option, it doesn't mean that everybody will automatically have it as salary, right? It might just be a couple of places around the world. It's really hard to say whether or not the Salvadorians will actually notice that it even exists. How far will XRP fall? If only we knew that, I wouldn't be here, but I would be rejoicing somewhere else because, well, easy money then, right? If we could know. How do we know that Jed and Ripple aren't working together? Just curious, the world is opportunist. Well, even if they were working together, what's the problem though? I mean, Jed McCaleb is a co-creator of the XRP ledger and of Ripple. He was gifted 9 billion XRP at the start of it all, and he's been selling ever since. If he's working together with Ripple, what's the point? Because he's keeping his own XRP. He's keeping his own money. So, I mean, they're working together, obviously, because they have a lawsuit that was arranged where Ripple has to send Jed XRP every so often. So, I don't know exactly what your question is or where exactly the problem lies right there. Japan is in love with XRP, says Lee Senkin. Yeah, Japan likes XRP. In love, difficult to say. Japan has a couple of nice rules for crypto and for XRP specifically. Travis says, when to sell XRP before bar market hits or hold? Travis, again, that type of stuff, if only I knew, I would definitely tell you. But I'm not. I'm not the type of guy to actually sell and buy back. I only like to buy. And unless I'm talking about a trading stash, I usually just do that. I'm not the type of guy to sell my crypto and buy back cheaper because I don't take those risks. Do you own any stocks, Dusty? Just wondering, I heard it's dropping and related with the crypto market. I'm going to come back to that specific point. We talked right now about one of the biggest parts that's scary right now for Bitcoin/crypto is the S&P or any of those indices really. So yes, I own some stocks, and I might also add that it's extremely scary indeed. If stocks plummet, if the stock market plummets, most likely the same fate will be seen for crypto. So again, it's something you should definitely consider. Let's see if you guys have any more questions. I think I read most thing. Dusty, will we see a typical bear market if other coins enter XRP then gets clarity and an IPO? I'm not sure what the question. Dusty, will we see a typical bear market, or he says air, but I'm assuming bear market if other coins enter yet XRP then gets clarity and an IPO? So a bear market or I mean, if you're talking about a bearish run for XRP, even though that all is happening. I mean, so the bear market will happen regardless of what happens to XRP, most likely. You might say, Dusty, can XRP take the entire market upwards? Well, no, most likely not. Potentially so, but most likely not. Then again, you're wondering if XRP will still go down if it gets clarity in an IPO? I mean, an IPO doesn't necessarily mean a bullish thing for Ripple nor XRP, and clarity will most likely give it a big pump, but I'm not sure if your question is if the market will turn around or if XRP itself will turn around. I think if they get clarity, the price will go up. I think so. If it's a bear market, the price will most likely go up less because people are less happy with it. Then again, in theory, it could also be that the price right now at like 80 or not 65 cents, but at these higher prices when it was at $2 or so, already had a good part of the lawsuit like fixed inside of it. I also find it really difficult and scary to kind of speculate on where exactly the XRP price can go once they get this clarity, purely on the basis that, yeah, we have now, for the longest time here, for the longest time, speculated that Ripple will just win. What if they actually do win? Who will be buying into it then? I kind of justify for myself that the institutions and stuff will, but will that happen instantly? Oh, maybe. But I think a lot of those guys will actually start buying it over time. So from some perspective, I think the price will certainly go up. And from some perspective, I think it depends on what the price is currently and what the market is looking like. Because, again, what is my target for XRP if they win a lawsuit, like maybe $7 or so? Just a little easy target, I still believe. It's like double all-time high. But it will definitely change depending on what the market is looking like. If we're in a really heavy bear market, I would kind of adjust that downwards. But again, mind you that I've talked about all of this once XRP was not at all this high, all right? We speculated about this way back in December. And then we said, again, XRP might hit like $3 if this or that happens. In December, the XRP price was not close to the price where it is right now. So that is something you should quickly remember for yourself, that back then, we didn't have this $2 price roof that we have right now. So back when we were speculating, the price is like at this like 30-cent area or so. Or we were talking about $2-3. If you're talking about $3, for example, when it's at 30 cents, it's times 10. Yeah, that does make you excited. Right now, though, since we did see $2 last month, if I'm talking about $1.50 per XRP, you're like, is that it? Is that all good? But still, it's double from right now, more than double from right now. And still, from the lowest point it went to after loss, it's like times 10 or so from the lowest point it got to. So it's hard to say exactly what would be good, exactly what we're expecting. It depends on the bigger picture. Let's quickly see what you guys are saying. Bam, goal. Hey, is there a goal? Let's quickly check it out. Hey, I am missing it out, but it's okay. It's okay, guys. If you're wondering where I'm from, now you most likely know, all right? I am doing a crypto live stream while there's football or soccer. No, football. I'm going to call it football. Playing. Is that a good thing? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But at least we're having fun in the crypto markets, right? Oh no, we're not, because the prices are going down like crazy. Yeah. No, I'm still thinking of my buying strategy right now as we speak. 65 cents, in my opinion, is a pretty good area to buy in. Again, it's the double bottom, so it's in my opinion, it's worthy of a try anyway, right? Double bottom right here as we speak. I'm really freaking excited about this, guys. I am literally ecstatic, I would say. I might not sound that way, but I'm really happy to be buying at this point. And also, I'm kind of happy to be right. Some ways, I'm not sure. Tell us your exit strategy when we get out of XRP. It's a difficult one. My exit strategy is really a difficult one to explain, because I've told you guys before as well. My exit strategy consists of so many different steps and is dependent on so many different parts. But the conclusion is I will not sell any XRP until it's like at about $12 or so. And even then, it's going to depend on what my entire crypto portfolios look like, where I'm at in life, what I'm feeling, and what percentage I'm getting on my crypto. Because, for example, if you're getting a, let's say, 6-7% return on your crypto, on your XRP, for example, there's less need or necessity to sell it than if you're getting no return on it at all. And if the use case for XRP has gone up so ridiculously much when I get to those prices, I might also be less inclined to sell. And if all other cryptos went up like way more than XRP did, I might be less inclined to sell too. If some other big investments that I've done have already outclassed XRP by so far, I might be less inclined to sell. It really depends, right? Because crypto is not everything that I have. Crypto is not everything that I do. It's not my main job. It's nothing like that. So it's kind of a side thing, right? It depends on so many different factors. I might make a video about that one day. I've done a couple of videos before, but things change as well, huh? Every single week, your exit strategy might change completely. All I always say in these videos is have a general idea of what you want to do, unless you don't think you're going to need one. And that comes to the point that I personally always say that it's smart to have an exit strategy. But that basically means you know exactly what your average price is, you know exactly where you would be happy to sell some, and you know exactly what you're comfortable with to just hold, and make sure that if the price ever goes down that you're not feeling guilty. Because I was here during a lot of these bull runs. I've been doing this YouTube specifically here since the start of 2017, longer than most people you're watching on YouTube right now talking about crypto. The majority of them weren't around when I started talking about it, right? Really fun fact, but it's something I can kind of brag with or be sad about, because of course the channel hasn't grown that much like most people did. But then again, we've been talking about it for years now. What I've noticed is that so many people bought in with me even, right? The Discord was big at the time as well. Around this area and bought in around this area, doesn't really matter. But our money was at an all-time high right here, right? January 4th, when XRP went towards the moon. The problem and the good part is that right around that area too, it's when people get most excited. People get most excited. People think it can never go down. What happened though is the price went down, logically speaking, because usually that happens at one point or another. Now the question is, what now? Because the price went down. Are you satisfied with yourself? Did you make a mistake? Should you have sold? Well, obviously, if you could have, you should have sold, but nobody knew that. What you should have done from this point forward, if you were there, is get yourself a return on your XRP. Because think about it. If you had 10,000 XRP at this point, and you went for some of those lending platforms like Nexo and bitrue and whatever, I'm not sure exactly which ones were alive back then, but it's about the idea. You right now have 1,200, almost 1,300 days worth of interest, right? Let's say you get a really small percentage a day. Doesn't really matter, whatever. But you have 3 years at least of interest on interest on interest on interest on interest. And that basically means if you started out with 10,000 right now, you could have had, for example, I don't know, pick something like 12,000 XRP now. So that's a 2,000 XP increase. And that is justifiable on one end. If you right now, from that point forward, just find a good way to get more coins. Another one thing that's very justifiable is to actually make sure that whenever it goes higher, so for example, you bought in at about 32 cents, which for me sounds like a high price, but it's actually pretty low still now because we've had so much more history. And I sometimes forget that this is already like almost 4 years away now. So if your average price, for example, 30 to 60 cents, whatever, that you, for example, make a strategy where you sell at about, let's say, for example, 7.5 times your initial buy-in or your buy-in. Why? Just to make sure you have your peace of mind. If you sell yourself a little bit at this top right here, let's actually, for a fun measure, let's, can we see the, where's the, I am freaking, oh, here we go, replay. There we go. Okay, let's actually take it back towards here, for example. Can we do it like that? As an example, right, this is a weekly. So let's say you just bought yourself some XRP. Where? Well, again, we are right now talking about 2017. Right now, it is December 2017. The bull run is in full freaking, I don't know what to say, but it's going well, right? You're thinking of buying some XRP. You just did that, right? Boom. Hey, you're seeing your money go up. You're liking that, all right? But you just bought yourself some XRP at about 25 cents. Let's use that as an average price here. You guys are saying another goal was made. We'll talk about that in just a second. So you bought in there. Okay, the price is going to 46 cents. Are you selling? Well, most likely not. Okay, price is at 83 cents. This is all within 1 week still, by the way. Are you selling? Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, we're not doing anything just quite yet. We're just holding. Because right now we've tripled our money, but we're still doing nothing. Oh, look at that, though. Our money all of a sudden went times 5 or so. Are we selling? No. Why not? Because, well, we want to wait for more money. Okay, so we're waiting. Oh, boom. Oh, look at that. Our money has all of a sudden gone up a huge amount again. Okay, so when are we going to sell? Are we going to sell now? No. Okay, we're still waiting. Okay, look. Oh, wow, look at that again. It's just another high candle. Okay, I'm going to sell? No, because look at what happened 4 times in a row. We're not going to sell once we're in a winning streak, right? So what exactly are we going to sell? Are we going to sell now? Oh, no, that's the first correction. But it will be all right, right? So we're just going to wait here. It's going to come back up. So, oh, no. Oh. You see what I mean, guys? You see what I mean? When exactly are you going to sell? I'm not sure. It's really difficult to say once you're in these momentums because you think it's going to keep going up because of what happened in the past. That's why, again, you can never use the past as an indicator, at least not just the past. You have to use a couple of different things. But also, you buy the fear, you buy the rumor. Like, for example, these types of areas are usually where you'd buy into it. Always? No, because clearly, if you bought into it right there, it might have resulted in even more loss, right? Not always, but sometimes. But you buy that fear and don't buy these tops, logically. So like right now, for example, 65 cents we should be buying, logically speaking. Then again, let me bring up another point. One thing is that if you were to have sold every time you had, for example, doubled your money again. So for example, you went from 25 to, let's say, quadrupled it to $1. You sold a little bit, maybe like just 3% of your money. And then once you quadrupled it again, or so let's say triple it then from that point on, because again, quadruple it wouldn't have happened. Let's say you sold it $1. If you triple that again, so at $3, you sold a little bit again, right? If you go on with that type of motion, in the end of the day, once it goes down, you'll feel satisfied. If you held from let's actually put up a higher price. If you held from $1.10, for example, it went to $3 something, and it's down back to 66 cents, you're going to feel awful. And that's, again, my little exit strategy. It has to do with the fact that you need to be mentally prepared for anything that's about to happen. If you know for yourself that you're not that good with handling all this stress, handling all these losses in money, you have to readjust your strategy. I personally am always comfortable with whatever happens, and I don't settle the loss. But for a lot of people, that's really hard to do. A lot of people have paper hands. A lot of people do. But yeah, point being, guys, you can never really know. And there's actually a function that a lot of people didn't know existed, this replay function. Sometimes it's kind of funny to just kind of sit by and see how the market just went on. It's like, if you look at it from this perspective, it's really playing with your emotions. It's like, it feels like you're watching a soccer match with the price just, something like that. It's to me, something's really funny. Dana says, it's not a loss if you don't sell. It depends. It's still a loss, but it's not a loss realized. It's a, theoretical loss. And I personally don't consider that to be a big loss or one that's annoying or, bad. But it is a loss nonetheless. You guys are saying goal? It's 3-0. Hey, look at that, guys. We're going proper. I should have been watching this. This would have been fun. If you get this many goals, it's fun to watch. Otherwise, I'm not actually that big a fan of all of this, man. I'm not going to lie to you. All right, but if it's such a match, I sometimes do enjoy it. A little bit of history lesson on Dusty. Yeah, man. Still going. The price is still moving along. Yeah, no, but ultimately, can you ever depict something just from looking at the charts like this without any indicator? I would say no. It's just me, though. Chadwick says, this is much better than Vegas, though. You choose when you win and lose. Well, yes and no. You don't, of course, choose exactly when the price is going to go up or down. So that, from that perspective, definitely no. You choose over... No, it's actually the same, I guess, right? Why is it different than Vegas? How is it better? You just buy in whenever you think so. It's the same thing for you start a game whenever you feel like it. You put your numbers, for example, on roulette, wherever you feel like it, and you'll see. The difficulty actually here is also in timing the bottom. Don't you also agree that it's very hard to time the perfect bottom right here? Like, for example, we've been going down for years and years and years. We just kept going down lower and lower and lower. Every single time, people just lost more faith. People lost more faith. People lost more faith. But even here, right, this, it seemed like it was a fake out. It seemed fake because we've seen a multitude of these bigger gains again. Right now, though, right, exactly right now, it could be the exact opposite situation where, again, people are thinking, let me actually get back all the way, that people are thinking, oh, okay, so this is, again, a fake out of some sort. It's only going to go down from here forward. You will have multiple just kind of instances where things are just fake. And so, no, I don't really let myself get distracted at all. I just buy in whenever I feel comfortable, and I sell whenever I'm comfortable. I only feel comfortable at selling, though, if I'm making a huge sum of money, and that's not right now. So we're just chilling here, doing good. XRP new Twitter. What happened on Twitter, my man? Just if you want to send me something on Twitter, just tag me. By the way, it's at DDustybC over on Twitter if you wanted to follow. Let's quickly see. Is there anything you guys send me? This is not to me, but maybe. Oh, this is a really long thread. Okay, this is about Flare. No, I don't think anybody sent me anything just now, so we are good. All right, let's continue on with the story, I guess, huh? Because we still have some articles to talk about here. So, are the tides turning for Ripple versus the SEC? Interesting article, interesting subject, interesting topic. Now, easy to say. Yes, the tide is turning for Ripple XRP, versus SEC, depending on how you look at it. Now, a little bit later today, I'll make a video about Hester Pierce and exactly what she said and what I think, because it's not the first time that she's spoken out. But what we're noticing is that the SEC is putting an increasing pressure on making sure that things are properly regulated, partially from the just normal regulation front, and also partially from the green front, which is again to do with the Bitcoin green stuff and Elon Musk and everything like that. Of course, there's right now extra pressure, so they have to do it quickly. Now, of course, XRP on its own has a really good stance in there, but I would say that the tides are turning mostly because of what the judge has been saying. I mean, the judge recently put up the extension, which people considered bad. I even thought so too. She denied most of what the SEC wanted to do in the phase, though, and in the end of things, most is still looking extremely the same in the sense that Ripple's looking juicy. However, there's only been positive influxes. Like, Ripple has been granted most of the things they wanted. The SEC has been denied most of the things they wanted. Ripple right now has a lot of documents to still search from the SEC. The SEC doesn't really have that much new info or new places to search Ripple. The judge is looking quite neutral, if not biased towards Ripple's side. Again, biased not prematurely, but biased in who you think should win this one because of the decision that she's made. And she most likely also is digging this fair notice defense. Fair notice defense is key for every other crypto lawsuit coming after this, and it could literally instantly win a suit because if the SEC didn't give proper notice up front, well, you kind of couldn't have known, right? But that also comes back to right now the SEC's opinion on things and the SEC stance. They're increasingly working on proper crypto regulations right as we speak. Now, if they come up with a rule book, if they come up with some new thoughts on Ripple XP, if they come up with this, anything regarding regulation, Ripple might help, that might help Ripple in their fair notice defense to say, see, SEC, you never had a proper rulebook before. How could we have known that we were doing something wrong? Specifically, if that rulebook actually agrees with Ripple. And another one, of course, is like Hester Pierce said, that they might put up a new rule where any company might be kind of a security-like for the first couple of years, any crypto company-ish, because a network has to be built. It can't be a non-security straight at the bat, like Ethereum and Bitcoin even were as well at the start. So they gave a 3-year rule, for example. All those points Ripple can actually use in their defense. Point being, whatever the SEC is doing right now, any piece of info that they put up regarding crypto regulations, Ripple can use to their advantage. Unless, of course, they put a really negative framework, but then it's the same thing as saying, yeah, if they completely ban crypto, it would be bad. Of course that would be bad. But any piece of regulation that's not a complete full-out ban will be good for Ripple and their lawsuit. At least my opinion. Even if they are negative about it, about regulation, Ripple could use that to say, hey, right now you're showing a really negative thought, but back in 2017, for example, or back in the talks between William Hinman or Jay Clayton, they never expressed that to the public, so the public couldn't have known. A person of ordinary intelligence could not have known that this was your stance, nor have you said, or I guess you have said, that your stance is not something we should take. Because it's not about the SEC stance, it's about what's being proven and what rules there are. Whatever the SEC says is not necessarily relevant. We've discussed that now for a couple of times as well. Fullerene says nothing on Twitter. I've also not seen anything on Twitter now. Nobody tagged me, so I'm not sure exactly what new XRP. Gaming Boy says check Twitter, but he's not saying exactly what to check. So I'm not sure exactly. If you guys see anything on Twitter, you guys saying Ripple new Twitter, what is that about? Are you meaning Ripple posted something on Twitter or what? A lot of you guys are saying Ripple new Twitter, Ripple new Twitter. Maybe Ripple itself, but they posted something 2 hours ago. What? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Still 03. All right, let's quickly see. We have another article here. I'm not sure what this guy's referring to. Let's kind of ignore it, I guess. Did get some Twitter love from the Variable Bull. Lucky you, man. CO2 tax can, but BTC down, but next BTC is X. Whales bought some XRP and Ethereum. How do you know that, Vigor? How do you know they bought that? How do you know? All right. XRP might not be a security, says SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce. We'll talk about this one later today. I have another little story to actually give you guys on all of this. Mostly on the basis that Hester Pierce has let go of quite a lot of statements regarding crypto, but together with the story I just told you guys about the tides kind of changing, I think Hester Pierce is going to play a really significant role in all of that, but we will see in a short time. Are you guys saying Elon Musk? Let's see. Maybe it's Elon Musk that said something. Did Elon Musk say something on Twitter? Fullerene, can you check? The Martian report says, I've got an IQ of 146, and I even don't understand how XRP is a security. They are screwed. That's interesting. Well, I personally... I'm going to say, I don't know, because I'm not sure exactly when something constitutes a security. I would say following the current rules, XRP is not a security. However, the SEC might come up with some new rules soon, right? And also, there's no proper rules for digital assets or digital currencies, all these things. It just isn't there. So you can never really say something is until you can kind of prove that it isn't, right? Or the other way around, is you cannot prove that it isn't. Yeah, it's difficult. But I would personally say, following the information that we have right now, XRP in no way, shape, or form is a security. It's a dumb idea. Think about it. You can send $15 million worth of BTC over the XRP ledger, utilizing XRP as a fee as well, for nothing, basically no cost at all, the fraction of a cent. Where exactly does the security lie? If I send you some XRP, all of a sudden that's an investment contract? Well, that doesn't make any sense. A lot of those things just don't make any sense. It just really doesn't. So from that perspective, once more, I'm going to completely agree. Let's quickly see. Okay, you tagged me? All right, let me quickly check it out. So you tagged me, you said. Let's see what we can find. Somebody I'm not seeing anything, my man. Let's refresh. Okay, maybe Twitter is not the best medium because I cannot find it. I'm using my notifications here, but I'm not seeing anything that you sent me. By the way, guys, I haven't actually asked it one single time this entire live stream, but we have had 700 people watching for like the last 40 minutes. Yet there's only 100 people who press that like button. It's not a bad thing, but I'm just wondering, do you guys forget about it, or are you just like, does it hurt or what? Make sure you press that like button. And also, guys, we're even losing subscribers every time I make a video on Ether or a lot of the videos I make recently. They're actually pissing people off. I'm not exactly sure, but you know, subscribers are being lost every here and there. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I think personally that it's worth it. But again, everybody will have their own opinion on that. Soothing says I'm not wearing any pants. That's good to hear, man. All right, but let's quickly see what else we had here. We had ByBT, by the way. I'm hearing people talk outside. You guys are always joking about the swatting and the FBI and stuff like that. You know, I would prefer to not have something like that happening. Why am I hearing stuff? Okay, the voices have stopped. I hope we're all good. It's still freaking 7:30 though, so we're all good. I'm gonna rely. We're all good. Let's quickly check it. What I mean? Huh? No, I'm not sure, man. You tagged me on Twitter, you said, but I can't find it. Maybe your profile is private or something like that. Not exactly sure that's supposed to work, but yeah. Even now, we are down like 15 subscribers from yesterday. And I'm not sure if we made a mistake, if somebody didn't like the video or what I did. You know, sometimes I just don't get it. But then again, that's maybe the system. That's the way it goes in the crypto realm, huh? Whatever it may be, man. But by BT, all we wanted to showcase here briefly was, again, the liquidations. Kind of huge, then again, also not really relevant, specifically for XRP. It's not really a lot of money, to be honest with you. Over the last hour here, it's not really been that significant. And also, even if it was, what can we do about that? What can we say about it? It's not been a historically huge day, even though the dip was quite significant here. The dip in terms of liquidations, or the top, I guess, is still nothing in comparison to what we saw last month and the month prior. So it's hard to say. I guess the biggest of this month was 2 weeks ago almost, June 7th, while we were at 1.2 billion. Right now we are at about 700 million or so. Yeah, but I guess we still have a couple of hours to go, right? It tracks 6 p.m. It should have actually only maybe it's actually UTC, so we have 1.5 hours to go. Yeah, whatever. Just tagged you again just to be seen. Okay, let me quickly say again. I'm guessing Twitter is just not the best one. You tagged me on my profile. Let's just tag me on my... go to my last tweet, bro, and just say hi or something beneath there, Fullerene, and I'll just stick out your profile then, because I can't seem to find you anywhere. So just do that. Just go to this last tweet here, and comment real quick, and I'll check you out. All right, let's quickly see what else we got here. We got El Salvador again. Oh, this is what we already talked about. We got the football game. We already talked about that one. That was really some important crypto news. We got John Deaton, who, by the way, let's quickly see. XRP holders have been saying this since December 23rd, 2020. In the written of Mendemes filed 6 days after the SEC action against Ripple, we argued this. In the pre-motion letter, we argued this. In our motion to intervene, we argued this. All the SEC has to do is accept it officially. And it's a reply to James Rule, whom I have restricted because I don't like a lot of his tweets. He's also one of the guy who was talking about 35,000 per XRP with another person. I dislike that, so hey, that's me. But Hester Pierce, he quotes saying, "It doesn't mean that the asset itself necessarily has to be a security. It means that it was being sold as a security," which basically talks about Ripple being the only one that's going to be fined instead of every single XRP transaction ever turning out to be a security. We talked about that before. SEC's Crypto Mom says Ripple's XRP doesn't have to be a security. We talked about this in a video yesterday, so it's not new. The article and stuff like that comes from the 18th. Guys, on this channel, we are sometimes so ridiculously fast that people just start talking about it hours and hours and hours, sometimes days after we've already covered it. It's really funny to kind of think about. Orchid says sounds like a win. Not really, but it sounds like Ripple may end up with a fine, but every XRP that's on the secondary markets and, for example, exchanges can then relist it though. Here, John Deaton said, if XRP holders are allowed to participate via the motion to intervene or as an amicus with participatory rights, we will be moving for a declaratory judgment on this very issue, and we will cite Hester Pierce's writings and interviews as one of the many authorities in support. Digital Perspective says, I know I've said lots for my channel, but I'm going to say it again. I'm very grateful for all you're doing for XP, John Deaton. And he also said, thank you, Brad, and I sincerely thank everyone that is appreciative of me, and I can assure that I am very appreciative of them and humbled by their support. Yeah, John Deaton, cool guy, good guy. Okay, so you put your thing down there. Let's see. Oh man, you're considered offensive by Twitter, my guy, so I cannot see you. Let's quickly see. I'll follow you back. You tweeted something. Let's quickly check it out, what you have said. This about Link? But bro, You didn't tweet anything. You wasted my time. You wasted my time. Or was that a different guy? Maybe that was a different guy. Maybe it was just a coincidence. Well, whatever. Let's see what you guys are saying. They want out, confirmed. Yeah. I'm not sure why we're actually losing subscribers still as we go. I'm not exactly sure what I've done wrong here. Huh. Guys, if ever, let me just say it once more. If ever you don't like something I've done or posted, always let me know in the comment section. I read every single comment. There's also another person who reads every single comment just for the sake of making sure that that all is good. Somebody says, stop asking stupid questions to be answered in the comment section. Just improve your own algorithm. I think the questions are fun. But whatever, man. All right, guys. That was it for today's video update. I've covered most of what I wanted to do. I have more videos coming up, but oh, Durgesh. Oh, okay. It wasn't even you, Fullerine. But yeah, I covered most of what I wanted to cover for today. Let's see. I can't find you, Fullerine, so I'm gonna have to skip that, my bro. All right, but whatever. All right, guys. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you all for checking it out. John Doe says one more question. I'll wait for that little question, and then we go. Death cross means nothing in a correction. That's true. If it's a correction, then it doesn't really matter. You're right about that one. The question is it a correction or not? And again, the death cross itself is confirmed. Doesn't mean anything necessarily will happen. So, okay, John Doe, you said, wait, one more question about the question. Okay, I have a serious problem. When friends and family to explain XRP in layman's terms, I trip up, lol. Just type in XRP explanation on YouTube and explain that to them or something like that. Guys, thank you all so much for watching and stopping by. I appreciate every single one of you. It was just a random stream because I had some info to talk about. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'm going to be buying myself some XRP at about 65 cents or so. I think that's going to be a juicy one. Let me know what you guys are doing as well in the next video, comment section or something like that. And I'll see you guys again soon, all right? I'll see you guys again soon in another video coming up later today. Thank you all, and make sure you subscribe as I just said. It's worth it.